Hi guys, today I'm going to be comparing, is the word I'm looking for, these two products. It's the new Maybelline Superstay 10 Hour Tint Gloss, and I believe these are called L'Oreal Caress. I want to say Gloss Shine or Glossy Stain or something. It doesn't say on the packaging, but it's something similar to that. It's basically a new product for the Caress range, and they are both very, very similar products to the YSL Glossy Stains. So I wanted to compare these two drugstore products, and today I'm going to start with this one, and I'm going to show you the entire day with updates throughout the day telling you how it's wearing on my lips. I do have relatively dry lips, so I did apply a lip balm first of all, and I am going to I'm going to kind of give it a break because I do have dry lips pretty much all the time, no matter how much I moisturise them or use a lip balm. So, you've got to kind of assume that it's not going to last all day. It may start to fall into the creases, but I want to see which one is best. So today is Sunday, and I am trialling the Superstay 10 Hour Tint Gloss from Maybelline in Forever Fuchsia. And I must admit, the Maybelline ones, for me, they had definitely a shade range that I was more interested in than the L'Oreal. I got this one, which is a red colour, it's called Juliet. And I also got one called Romeo and Juliet, which is a pink. And it was just kind of a little bit disappointing. They were very, very sheer, whereas this is super bright. And you can build both of them up, just from having worn them in the past. But this is actually the first day that I'm wearing this one, so I have an idea of how this one's going to last, but I haven't filmed my kind of day of wearing it yet, whereas this one I'm not sure yet, so we will see. But just kind of at first impressions wise, I prefer the shade range of this one, just purely from personal preference, and I actually really prefer the smell. This is super fruity, whereas this one, it smells nice, but it's not as nice. I just generally prefer the Maybelline one so far, but of course the L'Oreal packaging is just a little bit more luxe looking. So I'm interested to see which one fares better. Please leave your comments below if you've tried these and let me know which one you prefer. But let's just kind of get on with it and see how well they last. Well, I only applied this about an hour and a half ago, and already I'm starting to see wear. I have had breakfast, but bearing in mind it's supposed to be a stain, I'm kind of disappointed, and it's also settling in the dry areas of my upper lip. This is always where it settles, but I know that we're going to go into the L'Oreal next, but just from experience, because I have worn them a few times this week, the L'Oreal doesn't do that. It goes bitty, and it's very strange because it's an odd formulation. It kind of is a little bit waxy and oily on the lips, whereas this doesn't feel glossy in any way or shiny. It's got no shine to it whatsoever. It's more like a long-lasting lipstick, and it's now starting to wear away as such. I have a feeling I'm going to be disappointed with this one. It's 25 to 5, which is not even really the end of the day, and I pretty much just have a little bit of the stain left at the top of my lips. And at this point, I'm kind of wanting to just revisit the packaging a little bit and see what it says. It doesn't actually call itself a stain. This is what I was thinking earlier on, that the other ones I think do say that they're going to be a stain, whereas this calls itself a tint gloss. Although it is in the Superstay line, so obviously it's supposed to stay on, it's supposed to have some longevity, but I'm not sure how fair a comparison it is with the L'Oreal stain. So I'm going to do a little bit of research into that before I do kind of my final decision. But I think if you're going to wear this, you're going to need to top it up throughout the day, but it does feel like a lipstick, so unlike the L'Oreal, which would not do very well with layering throughout the day, this probably would do a little bit better, and it does wear off quite evenly, whereas well, we'll see with the L'Oreal, because I think that this wears off a little bit nicer, but obviously it does wear. I would say probably every couple of hours you're going to need to reapply this, but it still does stay pretty well for kind of a bright lip colour. Today I'm wearing the Juliet Caress lip stain, or whatever it's called, from L'Oreal, and I really like this colour. It's red, which is not something that I reach for very often. I would much prefer it had a little bit of a pink tone to it, but I do really like it. And as you can see, I mentioned yesterday, well, earlier on in the video, with the Maybelline one, there was no real gloss to it, whereas you can see here, there is definitely shine. And I put this on about half an hour ago, because I've just filmed a couple of videos, which is why I'm now filming this on my iPhone, because my camera is actually out of battery. But I want to show you what it looks like first thing, and then I will show you kind of throughout the day, again, and then I'm going to give you a big kind of overall what I think of everything at the end of the video. But this is very, very glossy. I believe that it's made up mainly of oil and water, and so you do get this kind of shine. I wouldn't say that it is a gloss, it's just, it has got kind of a glaze to it. And when it goes on, it feels quite sticky. I wouldn't rub my lips together too often wearing this, but I think that's how it holds and it clings a little bit better. But we will see how this lasts. Ignore the blanket, it's cold. But as an update, it's now 3 o'clock and I think that this is going pretty well. They're still glossy. It's not settling into the dry areas here at all. And if anything, it's wearing away from the outsides, whereas the other one kind of just left a mark here in the end. Much, much better so far. And it is sticky still. So although it's not glossy, there's still that shine that you can see. So I think we have a winner. It's 5:30, which is longer than the other one lasted out, and this obviously has time still to go on it because it doesn't seem to be wearing too badly at all. Probably if I was going to go out after work after wearing this all day, I'd probably kind of put on another coat or reapply it just to make sure that it was going to last the evening. But to be quite honest, it might last anyway. I am really impressed. I mean, I have worn this a few times last week and I knew it was going to hold up pretty well. And I haven't eaten lots and lots today. Maybe I ate more at work than I would at home. But I have eaten lunch and I've eaten breakfast and drunk tea and whatever else, and it's really lasted way, way better than the Maybelline. Just to clarify, this is called the L'Oreal Glossy Shine Stain. Some places refer to it as the Caress Glossy Shine Stain. It's so difficult to remember, but it doesn't actually say anywhere on the packaging. And it does say Caress on the bottom of it, so it's definitely part of the Caress range, but it depends on where you get it from as to what it's actually called. But I think Glossy Stain or Glossy Shine Stain is pretty much what we're calling it. The Superstay 10 Hour Tint Gloss, I've seen mixed reviews since I started this online. Once I'd had it on for the full day, then I thought, I'll see what other people said about it. And it seems like that's like the general consensus, that it doesn't last as well. It's a little bit drying on the lips. It's more like a lipstick that kind of goes a satin matte kind of feel to it. It's not a glossy stain at all. It's barely a stain in my opinion. It didn't really last till lunchtime, let alone by the end of the day. So if you're looking for something that is gonna stay on your lips all day and is more of a dupe for the YSL Glossy Stain, I would definitely say pick up the L'Oreal version. However, if you don't like the sticky feeling on your lips, and if you'd rather have something perhaps that you're gonna touch up, for example, on an evening out, I mean, I prefer the shade range from this, so I would consider purchasing from this again, but I would use it in a different setting. I would perhaps use it on an evening out where I'm happy to retouch, but I don't want to worry about it smudging all over my face. This isn't smudge proof. This is smudge proof. Even though it's sticky, you can't kind of smudge it all over your face. It just is stuck to your lips. It's a really strange formula. Whereas this, if I put it on my hand, even an hour later, if I smudge it, it does move around, only slightly, but it does move around on my hand, whereas this doesn't. It is a different formula, but this one you could reapply and reapply and reapply, and it's not going to go like a funny, bitty, gloopy formula on your lips, whereas this one, if you kept layering it up, it will go weird, especially if you rub your lips together. But different products, really. I have compared them because I believed that they were going to be a very, very similar formula, but they're really, really not. This is not sticky at all. This is sticky, this lasts longer, this you will have to reapply. So it's going to just, at the end of the day, it's going to come down to what you prefer. But I hope this video was useful. I definitely wanted to know for myself which one was better, and to be quite honest, I don't even know which one's better. It's going to come down to personal preference. I actually really, really like these. I love the colour that it was, but you have to reapply it, and I also really, really like this. I'm not going to say that this is better because it just depends on what you're looking for. But like I say, hope it was useful. Check out my links below, and if you haven't already, go and subscribe. Bye!